Hello world of YouTube and welcome to the debuting of a new segment on the channel where I talk about my vinyl collection and my growing vinyl collection. One of the focuses I'd like to pay attention to in 2019 is my vinyl collection. I don't have a big one. I don't even really have a player right now, but I have speakers, so I'm hoping to eventually build myself up to getting a player. And in this video, I'm just going to show you guys my collection. It's not very big, because of that in mind. And I'm not going to show the ones that I have on my walls that you might have seen in some backgrounds of videos, like my Pretty Hate Machine vinyl, my Master of Puppets vinyl, or my Ride the Lightning vinyl. Those are just strictly on the wall for decoration. I had another one that was up for decoration that was made for me as a gift, but it broke, and so I just have the record, which is now in my collection. So yeah, let's just start breaking down my collection, huh? I keep them in a small little thing down here, but I can't gesture down here for the whole video because it would look really chatterbaity, and that's just gross. So the latest piece of my collection was actually given to me by a coworker as a joke. It's the same one that gave me the speakers for whenever I get a player, and that is a Britney Spears single, and he has a piece of a calendar with her face on it on the back. It's a promo for the single Crazy, and it's got the regular version, it's got a Donkey Punch dub, a Rascal dub, a Mini Ski dub, and a Jonic dub, which is just fucking stupid. I don't know how any of them sound, but I'll get back to you once I listen to it. The next one I bought was actually bought when I was in North Carolina, as some of you may know if you've seen one of my other video series, and that is the Mastodon album Crack the Sky, my second favorite record of theirs, and such a good fucking record. I love the way it sounds, I love the way it's produced. If you want to know my thoughts about it, I made a discography review, so that's there you go. I'm gonna get through some of my smaller ones that I bought when I was a angsty teen at Hot Topic. I have a single for Disturbed's Inside the Fire and Perfect Insanity. It's a picture disc, and it's got the cover art on it, and whatever the fuck, more ladies on fire. That's what's on here. It's a picture disc. I also have a Korn single for Evolution, which is from their Untitled record. It's a white vinyl, and it has the B-side I Will Protect You on it. The last one I bought when I was just a kid at Hot Topic who just loved him some heavy music was the Anthrax single for Fight 'Em Till You Can't, which I actually think is a really good song off of Worship Music. I love the thrashy nature of the song. It's classic sounding Anthrax because it's about zombies. So out of all of my Hot Topic Days albums, this is the one I like. Singles, this is the one I'm the most happy to have. The B-side is The Devil You Know, which is another really good song from that record. It's a blue pressing with a really comic book style cover art on the vinyl itself, which is also really cool. It's a classic style Anthrax song. My opinions on Worship Music haven't changed much since I first listened to it. I don't remember if I've reviewed it on the channel or not. It's one of those things that it might have been, but might not have been. I think there's one more from those days in here, but it's not the next one in my pile. Now, I'd say the next thing sticks out like a sore thumb on my collection, but I have some really weird vignettes that my collection goes through, and the next thing I got is a Deer Hunter 7-inch. It's a cover they did with a remix on the B-side by Yo-Yo. It's a 7-inch that I got from Anthony Fantano. I don't remember how I got this from him, but I did. I don't remember if I won it or if I got it from him for some other reason. All I know is Anthony gave this to me years ago, and it's a little 7-inch. It's a little classic looking 7-inch. But yeah, that's, again, it sounds like a weird thing to have in my collection, but especially given everything I've shown you so far, but it stays a little inconsistent stylistically. The next thing is the How to Destroy Angels debut EP, which I really still love. This is probably one of my favorite EPs that's ever been in existence, only because I love this project dearly. I love the aesthetic that they were going for. I love the traditionalist style of the production, and I love the way this thing sounds. It's a fucking great It's a great little EP. I wish more came of this project, or that more comes of this project, even though Atticus and Trent are both in 9 Inch Nails. I hope that they kind of get Rob and Mary Queen together and just make some more shit, because I'd like that. I think there were a different sound for Trent and Atticus to explore, and I like Welcome Oblivion and this debut EP, so I hope that they make more. The next one is something from a record store day that I got by helping a DJ do his set, and it is a Deltron 3030 record store day thing. It's got recipes on the sleeve. It's got a bunch of recipes on here, and it's just some shit from Deltron 3030. This was released back in 2012, and it's sponsored by Dogfish Head, which is who I think was running Record Store Day that year, at least where I was. Yeah, it's a nice little Record Store Day release. Yeah. So it's another weird little entity. It's less weird because I have other Deltron in my collection, but some of this vinyl is just weird because of how I got it. My vinyl collection almost reminds me of my comic book collection and how weird it is and how much of a hodgepodge it feels. I've never made any of the recipes on here. Maybe I should someday make like a series about making all of the shit on here and tell you guys how it tastes, but that'll be for another day. The next one is a gift that I got from a friend. It's another Anthrax release. It is their debut album, Fistful of Metal, and their actually debut EP, Armed and Dangerous, is also included in this. And this is like a deluxe re-release. It's got really nice packaging on it. I don't remember if this is like a picture disc or anything. I think it's just a traditional looking vinyl. And this is actually before they got Joey as their singer. I don't remember who's singing on this, but it's a different guy, and he's fine. He's very average. He's like a typical thrash singer. I do like, oh, it's red. It's a red. And it's split up into like 5 vinyl. But it's a red pressed on red vinyl. Like, there's some good shit on here. Death Rider's really good. Metal Thrashing Mad's on here. Like, there's some good shit on here, but I feel like this is like the kill 'em all of Anthrax's catalog to a big degree. It's just not as fully realized as Anthrax became once they got a different singer in the mix. The next one is actually a single that I bought while Mark from Mad Sounds was here. So if you saw that vlog, you've seen this. It is the Dead Disney single, which has it has a clean version of the song and a dirty version of the song. It's got a remix, an instrumental. It's got your typical hip hop single tropes. It was a good cut. Not my favorite off Fantastic Damage, but when I saw this, I had to have it because it was I feel like this is a weird piece of LP's catalog. And it's a great cut off Fantastic Damage. It's just not my favorite. I actually got this one while I was in Florida. It was a gift that my brother gave me, and it is one of my favorite live albums, if you didn't know. It's the Who's Live at Leeds. It's an original pressing, and I fucking love this thing. I love the drums on it. I love how lively the band sounds. This is what I like about this live album is one of the reasons why I really love The Who and respect The Who as a band. They play their asses off. It's got that cover of Young Man Blues that a lot of people know of theirs, and it's a great live record. The other inserts it has, it's got documents, all that sort of stuff that go with the event and all that. It's got a lot of really cool inserts, and I bought this at a record store back east at a discount price because the cover is all fucked up. This is my favorite Who album, Who's Next, and that's why I bought it. A lot of the records I bought, it's because they're like my favorites of a band, or they're like one of my favorites ever. And this is one of my favorite classic rock records. It is a perfect sprawl from start to finish. I mean, to start with Baba O'Reilly and end on Won't Get Fooled Again, that kind of says it all, but everything in the middle is just fucking perfect. Bought this from the same record store but I fucked up the cover art by taking off the tag. It is an original pressing of Van Halen's Debut. My favorite Van Halen record, which is why I bought it, because another one of my favorite classic rock records, Van Halen's Debut. Again, one of those start to finish, it's a perfect fucking record. It's filthy, it's swanky, and it's oh so dirty. I love the way it sounds. I love Van Halen's guitar on it, and I think the band is so tight. This is one I bought in my Hot Topic vinyl-looking days. It is Tool's Opiate, which is just opiate. It's just a pressing of opiate. It's straightforward. I like this. I don't know why. I bought this because it was Tool, and it was all they had, and I was really getting into Tool. And it's not my favorite Tool outing. It might be one of my least favorites, but I do enjoy this thing. It's got Hush on it, which is a really fucking good cut. I bought this because it had a shirt. I still really like this record. Whenever I throw on this band, I'll listen to it. But it's Slipknot's Debut. Not my favorite record of theirs, but it's a hell of a debut. It's angry, it's gnarled, it's thrashy. It's got everything you want from Slipknot. And also, I love this because it's a Christmas-looking disc, or Christmas-looking pressing. Look at that. It's red and green. It's Slipknot at Christmas. And, yeah, this is a re-release they did, I think in 2010. It's like a deluxe reissue that came with a T-shirt that I still have. It's somewhere in my room. Still enjoy a lot of this record. It's got some of their staples and some really good B-sides on it. It's before they kind of figure things out, so it's a little rough, but I kind of like that about it. I was given this record from a friend of my mom's because her friend found out that I love this band, and I still do. I hold this band very near and dear, but it's an original pressing of Shout at the Devil, which, again, may be a little weird to have in my collection, but boy, look at these guys. Look at Vince. Look at that. Look at that codpiece. Look at that. Look at these beautiful, beautiful men that made some beautiful, beautiful tunes. Pretty straightforward. Shout at the Devil. It's a good record. I still think, as far as glam records go, this is one of my favorites. Their debut, some Def Leppard stuff. But as far as the glam metal, like the really metal edged that glam used to have before it got all super glitzed up, this is one of the best. It's got a really weird cover of Beatles' Helter Skelter on it. Yeah. It's a tight record. I bought this because I found it at a local record store. Shout out to Vinyl Rescue Project in Indy. It's where I get most of my records when I'm out here. It is the Smiths' final record, my favorite Smiths record, Strange Ways, Here We Come. It's just got a lot of really good songs on it. I love most of the Smiths catalog, but this is my favorite one. Another one of those, I bought it because it's a favorite, Machine Head's The Blackening. And I love the way this looks. So this is split into 4 records because it is... Every song is just stupid long, and it's digital compression and all that sort of stuff, so it doesn't compress well on vinyl, but look at how bold this shit looks. Just how bold and black it looks. This is clean fucking shit. One of my favorite records of all time. You guys know that if you saw my top 10 records. It is a modern metal odyssey, and it's so visceral in its delivery. I'm bummed that this era of Machine Head is coming to an end, but I hope they make some good shit happen anyway. When I was given Shout at the Devil, I was also given another favorite of mine by another classic band, Zeppelin 4, which has, you know, the statue and the fold out, you know. It's got the nice classic looking insert. This is a great record. It's a great classic fucking record. Again, a lot of people's favorite Zeppelin album. This one's mine. It's got Stairway. It's got Black Dog. Yeah. When the Levee Breaks, another fucking classic Zeppelin tune. This is just them at peak excellence, in my opinion. I've sold a handful of records since I've had them. Like, I used to have more, but I sold some that I haven't gotten back, and I'm slowly working my way to getting what I used to have back, for the most part. Some records I'm glad I don't have anymore. When they re-released Dookie, I bought it, because this is my favorite Green Day record. And it's a fucking perfect pop-punk record. One of the best of the genre. One of my favorite cover arts ever made. I love how just chaotic and erratic it looks. Shout out to Vince Staples for homaging this in FM. Fucking fun-ass record that is one of the best of the 90s. And one of my records that was really essential to my childhood growing up. We've got 3 more records to get through, so let's get through it. The one that was on my wall back in the day, that fell when I moved here because it was broken, is Disturbed's Indestructible. Look at this. Look at how serious they are. They mean business. They are indestructible. They're not indestructible, because look, there's a hole. You're not indestructible, guys. It's bad press. Bad PR. There's nothing I have to say about this. It's in my collection. I couldn't tell you the last... Actually, I could tell you the last time to listen to this record, because I have friends that still listen to Disturbed, and we threw this on. You know, this is one of those records that, you know, I could get nostalgic for, but there's just better music I get nostalgic for. It's got tight riffs. It's produced fine. It's a competent alternative metal record. It's just not... Disturbed on a band I get nostalgic for, so I just don't listen to them anymore. I'm glad I have this. I'm glad my mother gave this to me when I was an edgy teen, and I don't regret having it. It's just something that I don't really revisit, ever. Moving on from one alternative metal band that I don't really listen to, the one that I do still love and listen to, the Deftones, and my favorite Deftones record, Saturday Night Wrist. I love the artwork of this. I love the aesthetic of this record. It's very lush, it's very sensual, and I love the pressing. I love this, like, clear, like, lime green, this almost looks like Baja Blast on a fucking vinyl, and I love it. It's got my favorite Deftones song on it in Rats, Rats, Rats. It's got one of my favorite, my other favorite Deftones songs in Cherry Waves. This is just a fucking phenomenal record that I feel like people still kind of sleep on when it comes to alt-metal greatness, and that's my take on that. The last record in my collection is one more that was a gift from a buddy, and it is Deltron 3030 Event 2, their second record that they made, which I forget exists half the time, because this is not a record that I listen to that often, but I love the aesthetic of this. And it's got like this Odyssey feel that the first one does. It's got a lot of weird guests on it. I know David Cross and Joseph Gordon-Levitt are on this thing. It's just got a really nice... It's got the same kind of presentation as the first one. I think it's just something that a lot of people kind of forgot happened. Zach De La Rocha's on a cut. Mary Elizabeth Winstead's on a couple of these. Mike Patton's on here. Like, it's got the elements of, like, a really nice record, and I think it's pretty solid. I enjoy it. It's just not one I think about all that often. That's in my collection. And that was my vinyl update. I don't really know how to do this. I'm sure other people do it differently. I don't know. I didn't watch a bunch of vinyl updates to get a feel on how to do this, but hopefully you enjoyed this. I'll only make these whenever I update my collection after I buy a couple of records at a time. So that's whenever you'll see these. I just wanted to make one first one to kind of get you guys into what I have, because I know people who make vinyl updates do that, and I have a relatively small collection, so I figured I could bang it out in one video. But it still came out longer than I thought it was going to be. But hopefully you enjoy this. Hopefully you enjoy this idea of me doing it. But I'm going to go. I have been ViralRak. You guys have good days, lives, and situations, alright? So I mean that. Let's make 2019 our fucking bitch. You know? Let's fucking beat the shit out of this year. And I will see you another day.